This is a video response to All Babies Are Atheists, mainly thanking him for doing his anti-vaxxer destruction video, and, to also say that this was the point I was making in my anti-vax video, that, you are killing your kids. I mean, this was like a little baby, and it died of whooping cough. I don't think I knew anyone as a kid who got whooping cough. I don't know anyone now who's getting whooping cough, because I think you're still required to get vaccinations in New York. And, if I ever had it, I didn't know, because I had the vaccine, and I had the boosters. And, herd immunity protects me on top of that, as far as I can see. I could be totally wrong. Yeah, this kind of thing does tick me off, and, he said on Twitter, fuck Jenny McCarthy with a grenade launcher, to which I replied, that's mean to the grenade launcher, and it kinda is. Even for justice, there are limits to what I will do. The thing that pisses me off about this whole thing is essentially it's not the parents themselves that piss me off, because these are people who are scared and freaking out and trying to do what's best for their kids. They're just being idiotic about it, and unfortunately, they don't know any better, and like Glenn said, crack open a textbook and you'll learn, but for a lot of people, reading is hard. They won't do it. It's too much work. It's people like Bill Maher, I forgot to mention in my previous video. It's, Mr. Wakefield, it's Jim Carrey, and it's Jenny McCarthy. It's people like that are going anti-vax. And Wakefield is the most credible of the bunch, because he was a doctor at one point, technically. He was just a greedy asshole who's been disbarred, as far as I know. And has criminal charges on him, actually, because, the experiments he did, he fixed the results, and that's a big no-no. You're not supposed to do that. Not in the medical community. But the other three, they're not doctors. They're celebrities. Bill Maher and Jim Carrey are good at making people laugh. That's about it. I'm not sure what Jenny's good at besides having big boobs. And a pretty face. And honestly, I never thought she was that pretty, and she seemed like the biggest ditz on the planet, okay? And, like, she makes Paris Hilton look smart, and she still does, because I'm pretty sure Paris Hilton isn't an anti-vaxxer. Yeah, I bet even Britney Spears got her kids vaccinated, okay? That's how basic this whole thing is, and if she didn't, at least she kept quiet about it so we don't have to yell at her much. But that is my thing, is people aren't listening to credible doctors that are saying, yeah, you do need to get your kid vaccinated. They're listening to these idiotic celebrities that are good at one thing, and that's what they built their career on. And to be perfectly honest, and that's it. I mean, I used to have respect for Bill Maher, but when I found out about his anti-vax thing, I lost all respect. I don't give a shit how good he is about religion or this or that. To me, he lost a lot of respect with the anti-vaxxing, because I'm autistic, and I find the whole thing offensive. I find it offensive for two reasons. I didn't really get into it in the last video, and I'll get into it here. One, it is child murder in the name of not having autism, and two, you're saying that my condition is bad. I mean, I could be other things that are worse, and I could be other things that are better, but the thing is that my autism is... I've always treated it like having blue eyes, because I don't know how to be normal, because I never was normal. I was always autistic. It's a default state of mine. Just like my eyes being blue is a default state of my eyes. That's what color they are. So I've always treated it that way. So people saying how it's this big, terrible tragedy their kid's autistic, when all it needs is, basically all it really needs is, like, a bit of, at least treatment, and they'll be somewhat manageable. I mean, some are lower functioning than others, and the lower functioning ones can be a lot harder. And unfortunately, that's when it does get into the, oh dear God kind of deal. But the problem is that, even then, it's not the end of the world. I mean, there are people who have kids who are paralyzed from the neck down, okay? At least an autistic kid, you can teach them to do all the basic things with their physical body, physical body, because usually autism isn't coupled with a physical disability. If it is, then yeah, it kind of doubles the burden. But, with just a little teaching, a little, you just have to do a little extra parenting is all you really can do with it. I mean, sometimes medications are needed too, but, I can't stress it enough. You actually have to parent your child. My parents actually did parent me. They taught me, like, all the basic things. I mean, I couldn't get away with anything as a little kid, which kind of annoyed me. Because I always thought my brother and sister got away with more. And I'm the youngest of three, so it should have been the other way around, but oh well. But, in the end, it turned out alright. I mean, I have a pretty good life now, and I've even done, as a kid, like, public speaking on it. I don't do it anymore, because I don't have a manager anymore. My mother was my manager. I always joke that. My mom's my manager. Talk to her. She actually knew what she was doing. I didn't have a clue. I had to balance out freaking college and later on work, and that was... If I ever start doing blogs, I'll tell some of the stories. I just wrote the speeches and looked pretty and talked. But, yeah, that was kind of the thing, is that it really offends me that people are treating this like it's the end of the world. Their kid's autistic. You just have to be more careful. Like, be more of a parent. It's hard to explain because every case is different. If you absolutely have to, you may have to get outside help, and that could get expensive, and I totally understand that. But that's not a reason to, like, it's a crapshoot. I said in the previous video, it's purely genetic. It's nobody's fault. I'm saying it again. It is genetic. It's not directly genetic. You and your husband may not be autistic, or you and the father may not be autistic, I should say. But somewhere in your family line, or somewhere in his family line, there is a strain of autism. And it just pops up randomly. I know this because, like, one other person in my family, my uncle, was autistic before he died. Okay, that makes it sound like a fatal disease. I mean, he was autistic, and we just figured it out, and then he died for different reasons. But, it's like, technically I could say that's where I know what side of the family my autism's from, but I don't know where exactly it came from, and it didn't appear in my brother and my sister, but it appeared in one of my nieces. So I guess in my family it's like, there needs to be a generic term for uncles and aunts. The uncles and aunts to the nieces and nephews, there needs to be, like, generic terms for that. Just so you know. Come up with one in the comments. It'll be funny. Something to lighten the mood. But, this poor little kid that died of whooping cough, okay? I thought whooping cough died out in the 1800s. Okay? The last time I heard about whooping cough was reading, Cheaper by the Dozen. Nobody gets whooping cough anymore. They shouldn't. 40 is 40 too many. Hell, 1 is 1 too many, but I guess that one couldn't be helped. So please get your kids vaccinated. Don't listen to McCarthy. Don't listen to Jim Carrey. Don't listen to Bill Maher on this. They don't know what the fuck they're talking about. And as for safer vaccines, these vaccines are safe. I'm pretty damn sure of that, okay? they're a lot safer than dying, at least. You know, yeah. Personally, Jenny McCarthy is my least favorite of the bunch just because she's such a fucking ditz. Okay, and I know Glenn said he thinks she does know what she's doing. I think she kinda does, in that she understands polio may come back and whooping cough may come back, but I don't think she understands the actual gravity. I don't think she has the brain capacity to figure that out. So if she ever sees this video, I'll spell it for you. Spell it out for her. Jenny, you are stupid. Your message kill kids by things that vaccines fix. Autism better than death. There. Maybe that'll make her figure out that she's an idiot. Maybe not, but maybe you guys will get a good laugh. I'll talk to you guys later, okay? Bye!